Oh, well. I lost something and I can't seem to find it. Oh, God be praised. Well, anyways, he has a kingdom. Or I should say, this is going to be the nature of the king. Now, their kingdom. This is how they describe it. Our right lies in force. The word right is an abstract thought and proved by nothing. The word means no more than give me what I want in order that thereby I may have a proof that I am stronger than you. Where does right begin? Where does right end? My goodness, do you know what these people would be capable with that type of mentality? I am just so glad that the Bible tells us what is right and what is wrong. Because especially in the day and age we live in, we need a guidance. We need a guide so badly. In any state in which there is a bad organization of authority, an impersonality of laws and of the rulers have lost their personality amid the flood of rights ever multiplying out of liberalism, I find a new right. To attack by the right of the strong and to scatter to the winds all existing forces of order and regulation, to reconstruct all institutions and to become the sovereign lord of those who have left to us the rights of their power by laying them down voluntarily in their liberalism. Our power, in the present tottering condition of all forms of power, will be more invincible than any other because it will remain invisible until the moment when it has gained such strength that no cunning can any longer undermine it. Do you realize they are going to gain so much strength, so much momentum that no matter what anyone tries, they won't be able to be stopped? Even the Bible says they are going to have their way for 7 years. What we need to do is educate ourselves as to what's going on. We're not supposed to be trying to stop them. We have to be educating the people as to what's going on with them. And through this education, waken them up to the need of salvation. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Out of the temporary evil we are now compelled to commit will emerge the good of an unshakable rule which will restore the regular course of the machinery of the national life brought to naught by liberalism. The result justifies the means. Let us, however, in our plans, direct our attention not so much to what is good and moral as to what is necessary and useful. Before us is a plan in which is laid down strategically the line from which we cannot deviate without running the risk of seeing the labor of many centuries brought to naught. The result, or the end, justifies the mean. We don't have to worry about so much as what is good and moral, but only what is necessary and useful. For us, there are no checks to limit the range of our activity. Our super-government subsists in extra-legal conditions which are described in the accepted terminology by the energetic and forcible word dictatorship. I am in a position to tell you with a clear conscience that at the proper time we, the lawgivers, shall execute judgment and sentence. We shall slay and we shall spare. We, as head of all our troops, are mounted on the steed of the leader. We rule by force of will, because in our hands are the fragments of a once powerful party now vanquished by us. And the weapons in our hands are limitless ambitions, burning greediness, merciless vengeance, hatreds, and malice. By these acts, all states are in torture. They exhort to tranquility, are ready to sacrifice everything for peace, but we will not give them peace until they openly acknowledge our international supergovernment and with submissiveness. We shall create an intensified centralization of government in order to grip in our hands all the forces of the community. We shall regulate mechanically all the actions of the political life of our subjects by new laws. These laws will withdraw one by one all the indulgences and liberties which have been permitted by the chattel, and our kingdom will be distinguished by a despotism of such magnificent proportions as to be at any moment and in every place in a position to wipe out any chattel who opposes by deed or word. In the times when the peoples looked upon kings on their thrones as on a pure manifestation of the will of God, they submitted without a murmur to the despotic power of kings. But from the day when we insinuated into their minds the conception of their own rights, they began to regard the occupants of thrones as mere ordinary mortals. When we also robbed them of their faith in God, the might of power was flung upon the streets into the place of public proprietorship and was seized by us. My goodness, when we also robbed them of their faith in God. Darwinism, Marxism, communism, atheism. These things just didn't happen. They were very, very carefully orchestrated and very carefully executed. In every possible way, we must develop the significance of our supergovernment by representing it as the protector and benefactor of all those who voluntarily submit to us. Wow. Do you know that these people are simply your protectors and benefactors? I mean, this is your big brother, big sister routine again, isn't it? I mean, they are going to be your protector and benefactor. Well, let me tell you right now, if these are supposed to be my friends, I don't even want to know who my enemies are. Now listen to their ideal of a constitution. This is hysterical. This is how they're going to take care of, among other things, ours. And maybe if I move it up, you can even read it. I get there eventually. Move it higher. Okay, how's that? If it get any higher, it'll be raptured.